Every video game enjoyer has that one character. We all do. The one that just sticks with you. Not just because of design, not just because of gameplay or nostalgia or what have you, but because of maybe that character hit you in a certain way. It made you feel a certain way. The rush of a boss fight. The frustration of a boss fight, of defeat. The weird admiration for a fictional personality that shouldn't mean as much as it does, but it does. And for me, that character is KingKRool. It's not Mario, it's not Link, it's not Master Chief, it's not Sephiroth, it's not Bowser. It's him. A giant crocodile wearing a crown and a cape. A lunatic who cosplays as a pirate, a mad scientist, and a prize fighter. A villain who dances on the edge of parody, but somehow he ends up completely unforgettable and memorable. This is why KingKRool is more than just a great Nintendo villain to me. It's why he's my favorite gaming character ever. Let's start with the basics. If you've never ever heard of KingKRool, Donkey Kong Country, any of that, subscribe. Most villains are consistent, predictable. Bowser wants the princess, Ganon wants the Triforce, Ridley just wants Samus dead, but KRool, his defining trait is chaos. He changes outfits like identities. Every time he shows up, he's someone or something else. In Donkey Kong Country, he's KingKRool, a monarch with a ridiculous golden belly plate and a royal tantrum over some stolen bananas that weren't even his. In DKC 2, he rebrands himself as Captain KRool in full pirate regalia, an eye patch, giant blunderbuss, and an entire galleon fortress inside of Crocodile Isle. He fakes his own death and returns again in a swamp for a second boss fight. And by DKC 3, he's become Baron K. Rulenstein, a full-on mad, crazy scientist, lab coat, and a jetpack made of propellers. His goal this time, though, was to kidnap a Kong and power a robot with their brainwaves. I think that makes sense to me. And then, there is arguably his best appearance yet, Donkey Kong 64, where KRool is now commanding a doomsday weapon called the Blast-O-Matic and preparing to destroy DK Island for good. And what is his final form? A showboating prize fighter in a boxing ring. Gloves, robes, entrances, theme music, the whole shebang. One of the greatest and most creative boss fights that I have ever experienced. What other Nintendo villain reinvents himself in every single appearance? That right there is what makes KRool so much fun. You never know what version of him you're going to get. He reinvents villainy the same way that Mario, or Donkey Kong in this case, reinvents gameplay, with bold, absurd, unabashed creativity. And here's the kicker to all this. It always fits. It's never out of character. It never feels misplaced. KRool is unstable. He's theatrical. He's hungry, not only for food, but also for attention. His shifting personas are his character. His unpredictability is the entire point. One of the hardest things to pull off in a villain is the balance between comedy, if there is any, and menace. Most villains lean very heavily one way or another, either they're threatening but dull, or funny but kind of a joke and harmless. But KRool is both. He's hilarious, but terrifying. His laugh is wild, it's absurd, it's cartoonish, it's completely deranged. His eyes bug out with every hit. He's constantly flailing, hamming it up, faking injuries, or busting through walls like a psychotic maniac. He's a Looney Tunes character with a death wish, and yet he's effective. His boss fights are no joke. That blunderbuss in DKC 2 fires cannonballs, clouds of gas, and it traps you in time. His boss fight in DKC 2 is so challenging to me. In DK64, his boxing match is a 5-phase gauntlet where you use a different Kong each time, and he taunts you in between rounds, even though he's getting his butt whooped. And let's not forget the fake credits in the original Donkey Kong Country. That was legendary. One of my most vivid gaming memories ever was that. Mid-fight, the game rolls fake ending credits to fake you out, and if you drop your controller thinking it's over, you're toast, you're cooked. He punishes you for letting your guard down. This combination of menace... not sure what happened there. I gotta find my place in my script again, hold on. Yeah. His combination of menace and mockery makes him completely unforgettable. He is a lot bigger, both physically and metaphorically, than a boss fight. He's a show. He puts on a show. Every encounter with him is a performance. He is in the best play of his life. And you are the audience. You know, you're there unwillingly, but you're still the audience. That's rare. And that's very special. Let me get personal. Here for a sec. Part of why KRool means so much to me is because for a long time, he was gone. Forgotten. Written out of the story like he didn't matter. After Donkey Kong 64, KRool vanished completely. For years, a decade plus, without a single appearance in a major title. Retro Studios rebooted the DonkeyKongCountry series, and they had Returns HD and they had Tropical Freeze, both spectacular games. Tropical Freeze being in my top 10 games of all time. The Snowmads are good. The Tiki Tak Tribe, I'm their biggest defender. I think they're great. But without KRool, new villains took the stage. The Tikis and the Snowmads, they were good designs and I liked both of them a lot. But they were not the Kremlings. Meanwhile, KingKRool was nowhere. For fans like me, it was frustrating. He wasn't just another baddie, he was the face of Donkey Kong's rogue gallery. He had history, style, a huge, larger-than-life fan base. We didn't forget. We kept asking, campaigning, posting the memes, drawing the fan art. Every Smash Bros. Ballot, his name showed up. Loud, consistent, persistent, loyal. And then, 2018. Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are watching the jungle tremble, a silhouette behind the window, a false tease with King Dedede, and then, boom. KingKRool crashes into the game with full fanfare, and the internet exploded. For fans like me, that moment was everything. It felt like our guy got the recognition he always deserved. It was not a comeback. It was a true resurrection, a second life for this character. It was unbelievable to witness firsthand. KingKRool is loud. His crown, his cape, his belly, his reptilian sneer. There's nothing safe about this character. He looks like a villain that was designed by a hyperactive child with crayon. And I mean that as a compliment. Every version of him exaggerates something new. Pirate gear in DKC2, lab goggles in DKC3, boxing trunks in DK64. Smash Bros. Took all of it and turned it into a moveset that celebrates his entire legacy. You can throw his crown, you can fire his blunderbuss, use the helicopter pack to get back up on the stage belly flop like a tank, you can use the boxing gloves. It's absurd. And it's absolutely perfect for the character. KRool is a celebration and a manifestation of video games being weird, being fun, and being completely driven by personality. It's how they should be. In an era where so many villains are moody, brooding, or tragic, KRool reminds us that a villain can just be fun. He's not super dark, he's theatrical, he's not trying to be cool, he's trying to be loud, remembered, memorable, and impossible to ignore. And you know what? It works every time. So now, you know the history, you know the fights, you know the memes, you know the comeback and the resurrection of his character. But here's the heart of it all. KingKRool is my favorite character because he represents everything that I love about good games. Creativity, chaos, humor, surprise, characters that have flair. And ones who don't just follow formulas, but explode them and craft their own wild path. He's a throwback to a time when games didn't need to explain everything and spoon feed us information, much like movies do nowadays. When a villain could be a giant, angry crocodile king with no tragic origin. Just fun. He's enjoyable to watch, he's fun to fight, fun to play as, and he makes every game better just by being there. And when he was gone, I, along with millions of others who campaigned, we missed him. And that matters. That's what makes a character like this stick. Not just how powerful they are or how cool they look, but how they make you as a consumer feel. And KRool, he brings me back to my grandparents' basement playing their Game Boy Advance SP every single time. Makes me feel like a kid again. Fighting that ridiculous pirate crocodile for the 50th time and smiling the entire way through. KingKRool might not be Nintendo's crown jewel, but he is mine. He's the villain who reinvented himself over and over and over again, who brought joy through chaos, who got erased and then roared back in one of the greatest comebacks for a character ever, back into the spotlight. He's weird. He's wild. He is completely absurd, and he is undeniably unforgettable. And that is why KingKRool is not just a great villain. He's the best villain. And he will always be my favorite character in all of gaming.